we have some Zoe gameplay. Now, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of mistakes. I mean, there is good things too, so don't worry too much. Let me just mute that so it isn't doubled. Righty then. So we're into Syndra, which obviously Syndra can do well into Zoe purely because if she plays it right, she drops her Q on kind of where you've come from. She'll do damage with it. Then if she just positions properly, she can just E it back to where you come from, and she just guarantees a stun. Now, a lot of the problems here weren't actually to do with Syndra playing well, they were from you actually misplaying. So right here, one of the first big things is we're playing so safe. Now, it's not even that you're not pushing, it's that you're not threatening. So A, we're late to lane, which being late to lane is obviously not a good thing. And the next thing is we can't even see her right now because for some reason we're playing all the way down here where it's like we don't really need to. The problem with playing down here is what, sorry?
The screen is stayed. I should have moved the screen up.
Yeah.
Top right, so my character's on the bottom left.
Yeah.
So I can actually see.
And then it's like we're trying to get this max range Q, which okay, don't get me wrong, but then we're not also punishing on any of these, right? We're not putting any auto attacks in the wave. So because we're not actually autoing the wave, she's just gonna push into us instantly, which isn't too bad. But the problem is, it's not with this moment here. It's in a few moments where we'll see what actually happens. Obviously, because this is from a live game. So this point is now this is getting a little bit dangerous. So looking at this wave right now, why is this getting a little bit shaky?
Because, for example, if the minions enter the turret range, I will not be able to farm them.
Okay, so we'll just use the context that we have. So they're gonna freeze here. They're not gonna go into there. So because of that, why does this make this whole kind of early play around the wave really risky?
If I need to, if I try to last hit these minions, Syndra can just step up and punish me for that.
So that's one thing. But so this is another thing that is obviously a very important thing as well, is we're not thinking in advance of what's going to happen. So this wave, okay, no real big problem. The next wave in 30 seconds, okay, we're going to get a quite big wave here. Now, what do you think is going to happen in roughly 30 seconds time anyway? Maximum.
It's 2:30 by then, so Diana could, if she just triple camps it.
All of these are gone. Yeah, so if she ganks you, that's a really big problem. So why is it a big problem if she ganks you? Because of the way that we've positioned this lane. So why is it an issue if she ganks you based on this current wave state? What we can see from this.
Because my wave will stack with the next wave and still push into her, I will lose too many minions. I will be down, I'd say half a level, or quarters of a level at least. You'll
potentially die or be pushed away from the wave, right? And then what's she gonna do with the wave? Potentially, if she's a good player. Yeah, exactly. And we're done for. So the fact that we didn't manage to put anything into the wave early has now put us in this very risky position where we've got a slow push before we're strong enough to actually utilize that slow push.
Yeah.
Now another big problem as well is Syndra's Q is not a targeted ability. So if she uses a Q, she's not going to take minion aggro.
Yeah.
So she can basically just punish us a lot, and it's not really that much we can do about it. That's kind of why Syndra's, a little bit of a lane bully. And you are technically in a mobile mage because you don't get anything till 6. So obviously we are missing a lot of autos as well.
Yeah,
some mass hits.
It's only my second game today.
Yeah, that's okay.
As I said, I should have played a few more.
I mean, it's not the end of the world. I mean, as long as you know that that's, something you need to focus on, then that's something. Yeah. So, right, so here, so this is one of the first big things.
I didn't walk up after...
So this cannon's about to go down and you've still got one here, which means her eyes are focused on this. So it's like, okay, we need to be getting prepared to go. She's already trying to layer it down, see? So what we do now is we just kind of run into it and we just get pressure on her while that cannon's there. So that's fine, and then we back off. And then here, she's just used everything. We don't need to walk back. Like, there's no reason to walk back there, even if we've got no cooldowns. If we just keep autoing her, yeah. Like here, right? Like, we should have just been positioning to just walk straight back up and then just harass her on this.
Yeah, I didn't see the cannonation.
Oh, sorry. Not to walk here, sorry. Walking there would be bad. But walking's kind of here so we don't get queued. Because she's either going to choose, she either queues this cannon or you. She can't do both. So we get a big advantage. And also we've already got corrupting pot stacks too. So we just pop one of them as well and we get even more auto attack damage. This is kind of one of the big things with corrupting pot. Because you do so much damage when you actually tick it, you end up in this kind of position where you can be very, very aggressive and still be healing up plenty.
Mm-hmm. Would have been like 2 seconds ago. Would it have been useful to just flash E on her?
At this point,
No, not on that one.
okay.
Although that would have worked too, but after
You didn't need to flash there. So here, are you saying? So your E's not up. Here.
Oh yeah, right there.
So here, you didn't really need to flash. You could have just walked up and E'd.
Okay.
To be honest, because I mean, look at the size of your wave right now. Like your wave's huge. Like, so you just count the casters, right? Like that's I think that's a melee. So there's 2 casters here. So it's like, you know, they've only got 2 casters worth of damage, so you're not going to take anything in comparison to her, which would be different. Now, one of the big things here as well is we do want to kind of flash like our F keys over bot lane, but we also need to make sure that we're prioritizing our own lane first, because as we can see here, she's just grabbed one of our minions and she's going to try and clear it. So what we need to be doing is we need to be a little bit aggressive there, maybe get an E while our mana's low, and actually use the advantage that we've got in our mana. Because what starter item did she go? I think she went Doran's Ring, yeah. So the Corrupting Pot means that you need to be way, way more aggressive in the laning phase, because you've also got 3 ticks of healing, right? So it's not just the damage it gives you, it's the fact that you're going to heal so much. So even if, say, you take a trade and you both drop to 50% HP, that's a win for you, because she doesn't have as much as you. Like even here, like there's no real reason for her to walk up. I mean, it's a little bit risky on a normal wave, so it isn't too bad.
I think I should have walked up more, because Diana just died bots, right?
Yeah, I mean, we know we're not going to get ganked. So we get the bubble, which is good. We dodge that.
Yeah, I just cancelled my auto attack with Ignite there.
Yeah. I mean, we weren't in range, you know, so it's like, but Rengar does help us crash the wave, kind of. I mean, I don't know if he does it on purpose, but so this is a big thing. We can't leave our wave like this, because if this goes wrong, our wave is completely doomed. But if we crash this, and then she tries to help, so we need to focus this out, and then if she comes up, she's going to lose all of these minions. So then, potentially what would happen is she'll either go and lose this, and then we can potentially win a 2v2 anyway, even though top is missing, so it's bad in general. Or, obviously, she doesn't go, she gets her wave, and then we get a 2v1 or a 2v2. Just makes it much, much easier. So right here, so this we also, our camera was way off, way big camera issues, because right now it's like, okay, this is fine, we get the cannon. So what do we get from this area now?
Nothing.
Exactly. And now the other big problem is there's somebody coming from up top as well. So what we should be doing is we should move our camera up here entirely, and then we can be like, oh, okay, this is just a really doomed fight, it's fine, go and finish crashing your wave, and then, you know, go back. So the wave did crash, thankfully, but you end up having to use your flash because your camera control was off, you know?
Yeah.
And it could... Yeah, I was just about to say, it could also be map awareness, because...
No, it most definitely is map awareness.
Yeah, it's a bit of both,
it
yeah.
has improved this season,
Okay.
quite a lot. I used to play basically without a minimap.
Okay.
I still struggle with checking the minimap when fighting.
Okay, is your minimap on 100?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think it just appears that tiny because my screen is 2K.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe. Never mind. Oh, yeah, if it's usable, obviously, doesn't really matter too much.
I could crank it up in config files, but that's
no, that's bad. No. That's I still don't know if that's TOS, to be honest. So I always err on the side of caution.
You're tampering with the
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's my stance always on it. But there's a lot of people that have been like, no, Riot. So either way, right. So
it's probably nothing you'd get banned over, but it's nothing you should.
Yeah, you shouldn't need it anyway. You know. Yeah, it's kind of dumb. But so right, this position. So what? Tell me what you think the problem is in this next 10 seconds or so.
The Syndra is missing. We
Okay.
have no intel on where the Diana is.
Okay.
And I'm just pushing without, like being able to utilize the roam timer I'll get from it.
Yeah, so what we should look to do instead is this is in a kind of yeah, well, we can't freeze, but what we can do is we can just stack a slow push. If we stack a slow push, we can either A, harass the Syndra under tower while she needs to farm, which you can kind of do with Zoe because you're quite long range. Or B, we stack the wave up while this bot wave is stacking up and coming in. And then what we can do is when this is stacked up and pushed, Syndra gets pinned, and then we can move. Like, so it's a case of we have a opportunity to do something positive with the wave, but the first kind of interaction we have is that we're just going to clear it and move. Where it's like, against the Syndra especially, she can just clear the wave instantly if it's only a single wave, you know? Like, it's not really too hard for her to do that. So here as well, this ward's kind of grief. So what do you usually, I think we obviously mentioned it during the game anyway, but what does this ward actually provide you?
It provides me until on like where the Syndra moves.
Okay, yeah.
And I usually do that, or like I think it's better against assassins because they tend to roam a
Yeah.
lot more than control mages.
Yeah.
It's just a habit I've gotten used to. When I'm roaming, I want to make sure that I can see where the enemy mid is moving.
Okay. The reason why this ward is a little bit iffy is because A, this wave's pushing in anyway. So she's not going to be able to move because she needs to clear this and then the next wave coming up. Now the next thing is obviously that if we roam down and then she tries to follow, that's bad for her anyway. We just win off that basically because she's not punishing us for roaming, because what she should do, she should just clear the waves off, crash it into our tower, and make us lose stuff for the roam. So yeah, she's basically gonna be, if she roams, it doesn't matter because we've got the earlier timer. So by putting that there, we just kind of waste a ward for no real reason. Where we're already roaming, we can get a slightly deeper ward. So even getting, say, a ward just here is just way better because we'll see the Diner if she comes this way, we'll see her if she comes this way, and you know, it just allows us to play towards this bottom half of the lane pretty comfortably.
Exactly. Yeah. All right.
So this was fine. Blitz cleared this off. And then he did actually manage to get a pretty good pick on the Nami. So this is another thing. So this is one of the things we have to consider what is actually going to be of use. Yeah, before we get there. So here we just kind of woke up. We didn't really think about it. Our brain was just turned off for a bit, like having a little bit of a snooze. And we're just like, oh yeah, let's throw E. But it's like, okay, we could have just waited for the Blitz to pull.
Yeah,
and then...
I was like, I mean, I could have just waited and...
Yeah. I mean, we kill it anyway, so it's not like it would change the outcome, but it's just kind of like a good habit, because there is some times where it will change the outcome. Say if she would have flashed, she still gets slept, so...
Yeah, because of the wall, I can still ease
Yeah.
over the wall, and we can catch her under turret.
Yeah. So this is a big grief. So we have to evaluate what's just happened in this situation. So we got a good roam off. She did crash the wave, so she actually played it right. And we managed to get a kill on the Nami. So we're up on gold, but she's up on XP, which isn't too bad because, you know, that XP isn't out of this world right now. It's a fair amount. So now what we need to do is, instead of even looking for her, we just need to secure this cannon. Even if we E the cannon and we just walk here, completely fine. This cannon is our priority, because the thing is, a cannon is, let's just say, roughly a third of the gold that a kill is. So if we miss 3 cannons, we've lost an entire kill's worth of gold that is free. It's easy to obtain, whereas a kill is a little bit more difficult, you know. So
something that I can consistently obtain.
Exactly, it's consistent, and that's kind of the key word here, consistency. Because if you want to kind of climb, especially in kind of solo lanes, it's all about just being consistently good. You'll have games where bot lane feed, top lane feed, doesn't really matter, as long as you're playing consistently well, you'll end up climbing. So
that's one of the main phrases you hear.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the only consistent or constant value
Yeah.
in games, so you need to make sure that you perform and
Yeah.
stop your team.
If you're not playing to try and 1v9 every game, then you're going to make things very hard and you're not going to improve as much. Because the thing is, every time you fuck up and you fail, that's something you can improve on, you know? So it's like...
Yeah.
So here we just crash this because we know she's not here. And then when we don't have anything to farm, that's where we look to be aggressive. So right here, this was okay. You know, obviously we didn't have vision. So she actually played this kind of well, to be fair. But yeah, we just look to get this crushed, and then what you should be looking at this point is, okay, well, I'm going to push this in. What's happening in the side lanes? So like bot lane right now, not really too gankable, but top lane was looking very gankable. So here we just run top, and that's why we position towards the top half of our lane as well. We just go to top lane, see if we can do something. Now, obviously, by the time we got here, Nasus had killed him, but doesn't really matter too much. Also, with your E positioning here in general, there's no way the Garen would ever be there, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, we walk up, okay, great. There's no way Garen's ever going to be here.
Yeah.
So, a little bit, if anything, it's
I
better to
was
throw
scared
it
of
here.
hitting the minion instead of Garen, that's why I positioned
Uh,
like further down.
I mean, even if you did, it's not the end of the world.
I mean, if I miss the Garen, the E's gonna pop, right? And
Yeah.
open up this little circle. So I was like, do I want to risk hitting nothing, or do I want to risk hitting the
Yeah.
minion instead of Garen and risking Nasus dying?
I mean, we could have potentially stole the cannon, but, you know, I didn't tell you that. So this, so this is bad. So why do you think it was bad to actually open up on her here? So now you've done that, you've got...
CS.
Okay.
I'm bouncing back, and I don't get the CS, or like.
So that's
they make
one
it
thing.
Much harder on me. Also, by using my R, I make myself very vulnerable, as my only
Okay.
movement or like displacement spell.
What else do we need to consider in situations like this? What is happening on the map right now?
Blitzcrank is ganking.
Exactly. So Blitzcrank is coming for you right now, and you've got 16 seconds on your E.
Yeah.
So it's like we're playing way too tunnel vision. We're playing way too linear. So it's like if Blitz comes and manages to, like, Blitz is an easy champion. You use your W, you get in range, you E them, then you E them. If she flashes or whatever, it doesn't matter. You'll always get the pull because your sleep comes through, you know? So it's like this is a guaranteed kill if we just, took it a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Because we've got nothing to actually follow up on that now. And then we have this... oh no, this wasn't that moment. There was another point where Blitz hit a monster of a hook as well. So yeah, so again, boots too, just because, I mean, the lane is a little bit difficult to play into the Syndra, especially since she does have 2 kills. So the boots not only will give you that 18 pen, which is obviously huge, also gives you the ability to kind of roam around the map a little bit faster and do more damage to these squishy targets. The earlier you get it, kind of the better, especially considering maybe not MF as much, but a lot of ADCs can go Wit's End. And the Negatron Cloak alone gives the same amount of MR as Wit's End as a whole. So you can... Negatron Cloak? No, that's no Magic Mantle.
Is it 40 then?
It's 50, sorry. 50. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, let me just clarify. I'm just having a brain fart. Yeah, it's 50. It's 50. Which is the exact same as the Wit's End, you know? So if we go over this fight, so this fight was okay. So again, we do have an Everfrost there. That's a very good pickup for Zoe, just because you can use it very, very easy. So what you should have done here is maybe have Everfrosted her a little bit earlier. So on your R, Everfrost her there, and then land the E.
I was stunned.
So, oh yeah, you were stunned here actually.
I was
So
spamming too.
she actually played it well. But this was fine. We did manage to survive.
The flash thing where my passive didn't proc.
Yeah. So, oh, this one.
Yeah, this one.
Let me have a look.
Right there.
I know it did see. You just went in range for.
My W did proc, but my passive, the enchanted auto attack, didn't. This was the default auto attack.
Oh yeah.
It only did 51 physical damage.
Yeah.
Which
Wait.
like, I mean, she still died, but.
Yeah.
That confused me.
But isn't... Wait, let me have a look. Isn't your passive only after an ability? Yeah. So your passive's only after ability. Oh no, or Spell Thief. So it's either... But the thing is, Spell Thief
I think
is...
it still procs from Ignite, right? I'm pretty sure I propped it with Ignite earlier already.
I think it should, yeah. Yeah, it says,
So
yeah, it does work on your, and it does 100% work on Zoe's own summoner spells, yeah. Yeah, maybe it did bug.
okay. I mean,
Maybe
Zoe
it bugged or we're
does.
just overlooking
Yeah.
something. It does seem like a bug.
I mean, it's Zoe because like the Zoe,
Yeah,
for example,
I
does
mean,
not
the W is
Zoe.
definitely bugged because we saw that with Smite.
Hmm?
So, like, we'll see it soon actually, where Smite was
Yeah.
doing magic damage,
Twice.
which I don't think that's intended. I'm fairly
Actually, I
confident
don't
it's
even
meant to
know if
mimic
this is.
the
Yeah.
spell exactly.
I don't even know if the W ever worked correctly.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, Zoe is quite I'd say she's not as complicated as some champions in her kit, but her kit has a lot of like niches to it. You know, there's a lot of like
Yeah.
micro interactions. Right, so here this is fine. So we don't really need to do anything, right? Like we don't need to push this because Rengar's reset, bot lane's reset. Actually, does Rengar die
He
there?
dies.
Oh yeah. Either way, there's nothing on the map to actually obtain right now, so it doesn't actually matter if we
I should have probably cleansed earlier there.
yeah, just so that you could throw the E out sooner. But I mean, it would have actually got you the
I
kill.
should have probably like at the end I should have not walked up again because we didn't see the Diana and Nami anymore. So I think it was not good to walk up again.
What here?
Try and get some. Yeah.
Oh no, this is
When I was
fine.
fighting
You've got
the
Blitzcrank with you. Oh, there. Oh,
when I
okay, I
was
get what you mean.
fighting Syndra. Yeah. When she was fighting
I,
Syndra.
I
Yeah. I should have
I
not
think
done
it's
that.
okay. Now there is. Why do you think it's okay? Like, why do you think I'm saying that?
Because Diana and Nami are missing.
Yeah, okay. So they are missing for sure. But where are you positioned right now?
Top side.
Okay. We have a control wall there.
Yeah, but like they're
So
bots, right?
yeah, so they're coming this way.
Yes.
So if worse comes to worse, we run up this way.
Is the distance actually that much? Like that
Oh yeah,
confused?
yeah, 100% for sure. Like this is why positioning around the lane is so important because right now, if she comes, they're gonna be spotted at this point, right? Like
Yeah.
that distance is way longer than a Diana Q.
Yeah.
Like even with Nami movement speed, like they're not gonna catch you there. So yeah, it's super important. And also you know if you run up this way, Nasus can just come down. So it's super safe. Yeah, but he's walking HP, you know, like he can just walk into them and kind of force them away a little bit.
Just a bulk of flesh.
Uh-huh. Right. So now we just want to get this kind of crushed.
I agree with the Blitzcrank with my Q.
Yeah. Like big time. Look at him. He popped his emote out. This was a really good hook though. So this is where we're very focused, but
Yeah, my Q was.
so it wasn't your Q, it was your E. It was your E that was big grief. So see here, you are forward, and your E is just off. So why do you think this is so much harder for you as well? Why do you think you made it so much harder?
Camera positioning.
Exactly, yeah. Like right here, your camera was very off, and then your Q was screwed because you messed up your E, and she ends up surviving. Obviously, it's not the end of the world, but these are the kind of things that we have to take into consideration. Just because we've lost 2 kills now, because we kind of played it odd, so we could have been 4-1-1 right now. Which, again, it's more so about the stacks that you get from that, you know. Like you could have had plenty of stacks and been pretty OP. The damage you did there, though, was kind of nuts. That auto is kind of crazy.
I feel like Zoe is pretty strong at the moment.
Yeah, I think she's very good. Yeah, I think she's
At least
very
mid
good.
tier, mid.
Yeah. So obviously what we do here now is we want to facilitate this Jinx, right? Like we want to allow Jinx to do whatever she wants to do because she's doing really well. So yeah, we just go into bot lane.
Especially since no one is bot.
Yeah. So again, this kind of one of the things. I don't know. Would you have moved there if I hadn't have told you to, or?
Probably yeah.
Okay. So the only thing with that is.
I tend to go sideline as Cassidy as well.
I mean, that is good. The only thing we have to decide when we're recalling what we're going to do, so where we're going to go.
Yeah.
Because we got into the base there and we walked up this way, which, you know, that's potentially 1 minion that we lose in comparison to going directly there. So we just have to kind of determine that beforehand, but... Excuse me. Right, so this was fine now. So here, so why do you think we controlled this wave how we said? Oh, wait, hold on. Give me a second. So why do you think we decided to do what we did on this wave?
We knew Diana was moving up,
Okay.
so she couldn't threaten us.
Okay, that's one thing.
Syndra was, I don't know if she died or she was base. She definitely was low HP when Jinx was farming mid.
Okay.
Earlier, so she couldn't have threatened us as well.
Okay.
Except for if she TP'd, but the odds of that happening, especially with this wave state, is rather low.
Uh-huh.
And Nami on control ward, especially, and the Garen top. So
okay.
It was like basically only a map that could have threatened us.
Uh-huh. So we evaluated everything except the most basic. So the reason why we don't want to hard push this wave is because there's no reason to. There's nothing on the map that we need priority for.
Okay.
Like, absolutely nothing. Like, we don't need... There's no dragon. There's no herald.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Rengar isn't even alive. So we don't need prios, so we're not going to push this wave instantly because we just want the safety that this wave provides. So, you know, we're just going to stay here. Also, this is kind of frozen here. It's not perfect freeze, obviously, but it'll stay here for a little bit. Obviously, she can come clear it, but that's fine. It doesn't really matter too much. And yeah, Zoe is kind of unbalanced in solo queue. People just don't understand how she works, and it makes her ridiculously strong.
I'm still missing the good old redemption level 2 Zoe.
Oh yeah, the TP Zoe was the best. You could get
TP,
yeah, you get TP from orbs, like it was crazy. And this was when you could cancel your TP as well. I don't think it was till I think it was season 9 where they made it so the TP couldn't be cancelled anymore. But yeah, before you could just bot lane and start a fight. You get an orb at like 2 minutes and you just shut down bot lane. It's weird.
Yeah, the TP drop, they removed that one.
Yeah, they removed it entirely. I mean, at first they made it so that you couldn't get it for 10 minutes, I think, and then they just removed it entirely.
Yeah.
Right now, so big thing here. Using our Q was a little bit rough. It was a little bit rough. So we already know that Nami's floating around, right? As long as you get this cannon, okay, great. Like here, like what's his click? Yeah. So look here. Keep your eyes here. Okay. And tell me when you click there why. Like, are you ready? So cannon, okay, great. What are these? Like what's this? We don't need to click all this way back. Like, it's not really needed. Because now, what we could have done is this tower hits, and then we auto. And then what happens is we'll actually get that last hit with just an auto. And then, obviously, we either Nami, we are, Q her, ignite, she probably dies. Yeah. I'm fairly confident, at the stage you are in this game, you would one-shot her.
100%
yeah.
died. Right there.
Yep.
I believe my E dealt like 150 damage.
Yeah. So that was a big up. I mean, she healed it, but right. So this is another thing that you do, right? So I feel like this is something that you've picked up off somebody that's played Zoe, and you're like rinse and repeating it. You're just, using your E on the wall is obviously great, but you can also use your E from your R. Because right now we've got Blitz coming up as follow-up, right? So all we need to do is R forward and then into a position. So if we keep going now.
Right there.
Yep. So all we do is keep walking up. We walk up to this minion wave. We ult and then E from our ult, and it will grab the MF. The MF will get 100% caught. So it's like, instead we walk up here. Well, we use our ult to get here, which is already kind of out of the fight. And now we don't have ult to try and land the skill shot that is kind of awkward to land, you know, like it's also very easy to dodge. So we're always kind of looking for ways to make our skill shots as hard to dodge as possible. Getting directly on top of somebody is one of them big ways, because say for example if you were here and you add forward, obviously she would have been about here right there, but this distance is way smaller. The only kind of outplay you have around it is, say you're here and she's here, in theory she could walk like this behind you, but you know, you could still land it. So
yeah. Also, I still have ignite up, so
yeah.
Even if I could have just ignited her, used the movement speed,
yeah,
and ran her down.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I actually don't mind Ignite on Zoe, because of the W speed you get. Okay, so here, one of the big things here is we just need to get this tower down.
Yeah.
So right here, see, you're trying to land Qs. It's really bad, really bad.
I was using the Q to get my passive stacks because it
Okay.
deals more damage to tower.
But then if you do that, then you don't have your Q up as soon as the tower's gone. You know? And the amount of time it takes you to use that, the tower would be dead. Like, you're doing 200 damage per auto, right? I think that's with passive. But now, obviously, we have to use everything to get the tower. And now we're in a really bad situation.
Yeah.
So right here, what you should have probably looked to do is cut your losses. You've already messed up in this position, right? Like, to get the tower. So what you do is you use the brush and you kind of play around. So this is kind of a weird concept, but a lot of the time in League, what you also want to try and do is you want to try and predict what they think you're going to do and then do something completely different, right? Because that's how you have that kind of, it's very hard to land things on you and do things then. So, like, right here, she thinks, oh, he's running away. Like, the bubble doesn't land. Okay, he's just going to keep running. Now, we already shot the brush now, so MF gets an easy ult. But earlier, if we would have just stayed here and eat the Nami, we just insta-kill her, and then MF has no mana. So it's like, she's not going to be able to do anything after she's used this ultimate. So we could have potentially outplayed this. But now we're in a position where we can't really do that much. So here...
Maybe I should have moved to the right.
Yeah, we should have got the flash. But even with that flash, I think Diana was close, no? No.
Diana?
Oh, no, she was in base. She was in base. Never mind. We don't really have any information on her right now, so...
So whose flash was that? On the bottom bar?
Oh, yeah, that's right, actually. Let's have a look. So...
Because it most certainly wasn't Nami's.
Okay. Was it Syndra's?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's MF. Yeah. So, yeah. The case of the missing flash. We found it. Got him. Okay. So now, again, you're on a huge spike. I think the Luden's changes they made, giving it 6 pen, were chef's kiss. They're so good. So now, we've got a massive amount of pen. So we're sat on a nice juicy 24, which again means that they only have roughly 8 magic resist at base. And that's kind of like the higher edges as well, So what we're looking to do is just get this kind of pushed. And then we're just going to look and go see if there's any camps to take. Because one of the biggest things that you always want to kind of be doing, especially in solo queue. So in comp, you decide who actually gets the camps. But in solo queue, you just be as greedy as you can. And you just kind of play to get them. But if you can take them away, that's great. Because if you take one camp away, obviously your jungler still has that camp, but you just get free gold. Like, it's free stonks, to be honest. Right, so this was an okay situation. So that was actually one of the times where using it on the wall was pretty good. This is what I mean. Like, it's... But although here, actually, I don't think you even realised. I think this was a bit of minimap.
I didn't need to use the wall.
I mean, the wall was okay, but then you didn't look at where Blitzcrank was, right? Like,
Yeah.
you just kind of... I think it took me saying, go, 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 go. Yeah, so it's kind of another again that mini map kind of usage again, a little bit lacking. I mean, so this another big thing when it comes to mini map control. I mean, a lot of people have the whole get a metronome stuff like that. I think that's the biggest garbage piece of advice you could ever give somebody.
I can't play like that because it always distracts me.
No, I mean the reason I think that's garbage is because you shouldn't need a metronome to tell you when to look at the minimap. You should just be looking at the minimap whenever you get the chance to. Whenever you get the chance to. And I think I got this, I think it was Soaz, who said that whenever he's not last hitting a minion or trading, he's looking at the minimap. Because it's it just gives you so much information that you can utilize massively. So just make it an effort. Again, sticky notes, I always recommend this, but get some sticky notes, put it on the side of your monitor, just look at the mini-map whenever you can. And, you know, it'll kind of like, it'll be like, okay, well, this is the thing that I'm not doing, I need to remember it, and subconsciously you'll be reading it when you're not even kind of actually reading it, you know. So, so this was okay. This fight played out pretty good. We were a little bit blind on the MF. So yeah, this is obviously depth perception. The Blitzcrank knocked it up, so a hitbox will actually circle it. So here,
Yeah.
she looks here, which means you would land, obviously. But a hitbox is still here because Blitzcrank's just knocked her up. So a hitbox is still here. So if you want to hit her, you have to hit her there, which again is a little bit of a weird concept, but
it's just the camera angle.
Yeah. So here, this was kind of annoying that Nasa's TP to a lane that the inhib was already gone. To be completely honest, but
I mean, I think it's a good try.
I mean, is it? I mean, Dana's up. Like he could have just helped with the dragon and then pushed mid in and.
It's cool.
Yeah, true. Either way, we give our life for that.
The fact that Jinx didn't immediately move to Drake after taking the tier 2 was, I think, the bigger issue here.
Actually, no. I actually think Jinx was in the right, to be honest. Purely because if the Nasus was there, he could have helped alone, right? Whereas Jinx gets another tier 2, which is 600 gold in her pocket. So another 600 gold is kind of crazy. Now, it is a bit of a shame she went with Runans since, you know, they're kind of long range. But, you know, in general, I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, PD's just a better item. Kind of overall, it's just better. I think PD gives, some like 820 gold for free when you pop the passive. So it's nuts. But, you know, side lane's good for you here, purely because, you know, you can clear instantly, which is great. That damage, again, insane. It's also because of the Medjais. So, as soon as you are close to 9 stacks, so Medjais becomes gold efficient at 9 stacks, so you don't actually need the 10.
The smite is not coming up.
Oh, yeah, so this was... So, 770. So, that's the old smite value at level 12. But it's being applied as magic damage. Oh, no, it actually applied as true damage that time.
It's probably calculated as magic damage and applied as true damage.
Yeah, it's definitely a bug. I'm fairly certain that it's not supposed to do that. So again here.
I don't think it acts that way if you use Ignite.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something fishy going on there. Or maybe it's just something that...
We are not aware.
Yeah, but...
That is not documented by Riot.
Yeah, maybe. Because, I mean, I've read Zoe's W entirely and it doesn't mention anything about that. I think this was one that applied magic damage. I swear one of them did. Maybe I'm just going crazy, but... And that is 810, right? Yeah, 810, yes. Which is 50 more, yeah.
I mean, I did smite the cannon minion, but still, like...
Oh, yeah, 694. Like, it must be, yeah, it must be, like, calculating it... Yeah, it must be calculating it based on,
And I, like, the
resistance.
Tripped me off, because, like, it's, the sound played of me hitting the enemy.
Yeah.
But, we see the animation of hitting it, but the squid still jumped up, right? That threw me a bit off. Okay.
I mean, yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean, to be honest, the being around here. Oh, that, yeah. I think that happens all the time. I think that's this skin. The squid always jumps up, right? And then it flattens on the ground, so.
Yeah, but, like, I hit the enemy there.
Right? Yeah.
That's what would, like, throw me off.
Yeah.
I don't know. That one, I could have... Zonya's flashed. I'm just greedy as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you just have to flash away here. Like, just flash and you're fine, you know? Like, don't be worried too much about actually wasting your flash if it does actually do something, you know? Like, it's better to use your flash for something that's like, oh, okay, maybe I could have Zonya this, than to just die, you know?
Yeah.
Like, as long as you're staying alive, that's something.
Yeah, I lost, like, how much Medjai stacks did I do?
You lost 10. You lost 10.
That was not worth it.
Yeah, it's 10 stacks per death. So
10 Medjai stacks for flash is just too bad.
Yeah, especially because, you know, like, you lose the movement speed as well, which is exactly. Really, really nice. So So here, this is fine. I mean, again, well, we're a little defensive. This was a really, really good pick on the Syndra, though. So that worked out very, very well.
I'm a bit short in time, sadly.
Okay, we're pretty much done, to be fair. Yeah. So we're pretty much done. I mean, so again, I mean, main points to take away. Obviously your positioning. We're playing way too defensive. We're also not pushing leads.
Where I played so defensively.
Okay. Okay.
I believe I played the other games on Zoe much better. Like
Okay.
the first 2 waves.
It's fine though. I mean, this just goes to show that, you know, like even under a little bit more pressure, like we're still making these mistakes, you know. So still plenty to take away. So yeah, so I'll let you go then. I'll upload this to YouTube and then I'll send it over to you later tonight.